the Swedish exemption for personal data in unstructured material which exists in current Swedish Personal Data Act no longer applies. This means that use of personal data on the internet, in email and in social media must comply with GDPR. We must always find a legal basis for every use of names, photos or other personal data we hold. Chapter 1, Section 2 of the Swedish Higher Education Act specifies that institutions of higher education must interact with the world around them and provide information on their operations. This is a task in the public interest and therefore a basis for the use of personal data. For example, for marketing relevant research projects and what is happening in general at the institute. Consequently, there is a legal basis for collecting personal data, for example, by means of photos or videos at various major events such as annual celebrations, fairs, conferences, and student introduction days. At such events, it is rarely or never possible to identify everyone in the photos without rendering the event itself impossible. In these cases, it is permitted without consent to publish photos online or on other internal platforms, provided this is done on our own servers or servers within the EU, EEA that are under our control. Where possible, we must provide information under Articles 13 and 14, and this can be done in connection with registration for the event, for example. If we know who is in the photos, information under Articles 13 and 14 must be given directly to these individuals. Special rules apply to the transfer of personal data to third countries. This is relevant for most social media, for example, and may also be relevant for email, where a cloud service is involved. Provided that our website is on servers that we control and that are geographically located in the EU, EEA. Posting names, photos, or other personal data on the website does not involve a transfer of personal data to third countries. This applies even though the data can be accessed from the USA, for example. There is a possibility that Privacy Shield covers cloud-based email. If this is the case, personal data sent in emails may be transferred to third countries lawfully. If Privacy Shield does not provide cover, and unless we have other contracts, binding corporate rules, etc., we need to obtain explicit consent to transfer personal data to third countries. The consent requires that the individual has been informed that we cannot guarantee that their personal data will only be used for the purpose for which we collected it. For email, it will not be possible to obtain this for practical terms. Cloud-based email is therefore a major cause for concern in our day-to-day operations. There is a possibility that Privacy Shield covers some social media services that are established in the USA, which most are. If this is the case, personal data can be transferred to third countries using this. If Privacy Shield does not provide cover, and unless we have other contracts, binding corporate rules, etc., we need to obtain explicit consent to transfer personal data to third countries. This consent requires that the individual has been informed that we cannot guarantee that the personal data will only be used for the purpose for which we collected it. Consequently, it is essential to consider what basis there is for the transfer of personal data to third countries when a photo posted on social media entails, for example.